You are probably not lazy. You are probably not unmotivated. But if you are honest with yourself, you might be losing years of your life to things that don't actually matter. Not in obvious ways, not in dramatic ways, in quiet, invisible, completely socially acceptable ways. I did this for 2 years in Dubai before I saw what was happening. Today, I'm gonna show you the 4 shifts that stopped the bleed for me and gave me my time back. Here are the 4 shifts that changed that. My name is Nargis. I moved from Uzbekistan to Dubai and built SSF Business Group, a company that helps entrepreneurs and businesses set up and scale across the UAE and GCC. Licensing, banking, HR, compliance. We've done it for hundreds of our clients, but before SSF Business Group looked like anything, I spent 2 years feeling constantly busy while consistently moving sideways. I had a full inbox, a packed schedule, and a business that was barely growing. The problem wasn't effort, it was where the effort was going. Shift 1: creation before consumption. The first way we quietly lose years. We live in reaction mode. In Dubai's business culture, this is almost expected. WhatsApp messages at 7 a.m. Client calls during lunch. Quick questions that turn into 40-minute conversations. The expectation of instant availability is baked into how business gets done here. So I observed that culture completely. I would wake up, reach for my phone, and before I'd have a single original thought, I was already inside someone else's agenda. And here's what I didn't know at the time. There is a concept called attention residue. When you switch tasks, part of your brain stays stuck on what you just left. Your cognitive performance drops. You are present, but you are not fully there. I was checking messages 50 times a day. That's not responsiveness, that's fragmentation. The shift that changed everything was embarrassingly simple. Creation before consumption. Before I check messages, before I respond to anything, before I open WhatsApp, I work on something that moves my business forward. Even 45 focused minutes in the morning compound in a way that 3 scattered hours never will. Here's why. This is harder than it sounds in a market like Dubai. Being reachable feels professional. It feels like you are giving good service. It feels responsible. But if your inbox is your to-do list, you have accidentally made yourself the unpaid assistant in everyone else's business. Reactive people feel busy. Initiators build things. Protect the first hour. Work on your business before you work in it. That shift is about attention, but the second one is where most entrepreneurs lose the most time, and it has nothing to do with how hard they work. Second shift, that shift: curate your environment, not just your network. So Dubai is one of the most networked cities in the world. Events every night, coffee meetings stacked back to back, a culture of connections. So embedded that saying no to a social invitation can feel like saying no to opportunity. I was in all of it, and for a while it felt like growth. I was meeting people constantly. I was in rooms I couldn't have imagined a few years earlier. But here's what I didn't see. Most of it wasn't moving me forward, and it was just keeping me occupied. And here's the thing, the research backs up, and I've experienced this directly. Emotions are contagious. Behavioral norms are contagious. Even ambition levels are contagious. And the people you spend the most time with calibrate your standards without you realizing it. If the room normalizes surface level thinking, you normalize it. If the room normalizes building something real, you build something real. When I was 2 years in and SSF was still struggling to break through, I looked at what I was doing with most of my social time. Networking events where everyone was selling to each other, group chats full of complaints and gossip, coffee meetings that nobody was a bad person, were pleasant and completely useless. Nothing was technically wrong, but none of it was stretching me. Deeper, more intentional relationships. I made time for one conversation a week with someone who was thinking at a level I hadn't reached yet. The shift, I started choosing fewer. I quietly stepped back from the environments that were draining without giving anything back. This is where people hesitate because it sounds cold. It sounds like you are discarding relationships, but that's not what this is. This is understanding that you become calibrated to the room. So the question isn't just, who do I know? It's who I am becoming because of the people I'm around. You spend the most time in. Some people don't need a new strategy. They need a different dinner table. Environment is the invisible variable most entrepreneurs never optimize. And the fourth shift is the quietest one. It's the one that determines with momentum or regret. Stop waiting for the moment. Start the day. Whether you look back 5 years from now, the last way we quietly lose years, we wait. The cleaner slate, the clearer sign. We wait for the right season, the calmer schedule. We picture transformation arriving in some dramatic, obvious moment, a big client, a breakthrough, a pivot that changes everything. That's not how it works. At least that's not how it worked for me. SSF Business Group didn't grow because of one big momentum. It grew because of what happened on unremarkable Tuesdays. A conversation that turned into a referral 6 months later, a process we refined for one client that became the system we used for everyone, a content piece I almost didn't post that brought in 3 leads. None of it looked significant in the moment. All of it compounded. This is just math. Small, consistent inputs produce disproportionate results over time. Not in a week, not in a month, over years. Here's where most people get it wrong. They overestimate what can happen in a week and underestimate what can happen in 3 years. So they wait for the week where everything clicks. And in doing so, they trade the 3 years. You lose years by postponing small things. The email you didn't send, you don't lose years by doing nothing. The call you kept putting off, the service you didn't launch because you were waiting for it to be perfect, the habit you meant to start on Monday. Individually, they seem trivial. Collectively, they shape the trajectory. So here's the replacement question. What would be the future version of me do with this hour? Not the dramatic version, not the fantasy version, the disciplined version. Then do that. Instead of, is this the right moment? It will feel almost boring until one day you look up and realize it's not. Stop waiting for the breakthrough. 1. Create before you consume. Work on your business before you manage what already exists. Start tackling the evidence. 2. Curate your environment, not just your network. Choose the room intentionally. You become calibrated to the room. 3. Decide at 70%. Clarity follows movement. It doesn't precede it. 4. Stop waiting for the moment. None of these require a dramatic overhaul. They require a decision. Stack the days instead. Made at 70% certainty right now to do things. You are not lazy. You are probably not even unmotivated. Slightly differently starting today, but you might be leaking where to look. If any of this hit close to home, I'd love to know which one. Drop it in the comment and you know. And if this was useful, subscribe. Every week I'm breaking down what actually moves the needle for the entrepreneurs who are serious about building something real. See you in the next one.